Hello, trading has closed on the 19th of April, 2023. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our predictions, make some calls. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, which is April 20th, 2023. Remember, I can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. I've also decided to disable all the comments on my channel. If you have something you think might be of interest to other viewers, you can still email me, and if it's worth publishing, I will publish it and I'll give you credit. Look for the pattern with the early low, and that's this. Tomorrow should also have the early low. We said that this pattern usually closes near this high or has a straight line drop. Neither happened, and I thought that would be rectified at today's open. I thought we could have a sharper gap and very likely trade outside of yesterday's range, and that's what happened. Here's what we said. I also said one thing that wasn't right. I said there was a MEJT sell signal in the afternoon. There pretty clearly wasn't. I'd like to thank the people who pointed that mistake out to me. I just looked at the wrong numbers. It was my fault and nobody else's, and it's always good when you have other viewers who keep you on your toes, because I'm certainly not perfect. Well, neither is the market. We rallied all day long and once again couldn't hold on to the highs of any of this stuff. When you rally all day and can't hold on to the highs, all you're doing is backing and filling, and you're not really accomplishing anything. And eventually the market usually just gives up trying and drops. Also, when this pattern is weak, as it was yesterday and this morning, almost always, fairly soon, it leads to more weakness, which means fairly soon we should undercut this low. During the day, MEJT said this drop was false, but there was an ultimate buy signal. We got the higher prices called for by the signal. MEJT said they were false, they wouldn't stick, and they've already retraced. Well, how do we count this move from the high? I'm certain there's more than one way to do it, but it's at least possible to count 5 waves down. This is not an overlap. And if that's 5 waves down, it could be wave 1 of some degree. And if that's an A and that's a B, and you set A equal to 61.8%, C would equal 1.618 times A exactly at the high. I suppose it could be an accident, but it also could be A of 2 or all of wave 2. And if it is all of wave 2, it's possible to count this as 1. It's possible to count this as 2, and it's at least possible, not a guarantee for sure, that we're going to be in a wave 3 down of multiple degree. And if we start, and if that's right, which we won't know until tomorrow's open, if that's right, it could be a pretty steep drop and take us under here, and if it's wave 3, there's no reason for it to stop right there. Of course, you could gap up over this high and kill the whole idea. That we don't know. But while it isn't the only count, it certainly is a plausible one. Once again, yesterday the market traded lower after what I called a sell signal. The call was a mistake. The prediction still worked, and sometimes you get lucky. I just got lucky, that's all, no skill. Well, tomorrow's pattern has a early low. Typically it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. But if it's weak, the weakness usually comes early, leads to more weakness in subsequent days. Today's normally bullish pattern, Tuesday's normally bullish pattern wasn't. It usually leads to further declines fairly soon, targets at least an undercutting of today's low. The volatility index is really at exceptionally extreme levels, compatible with the top. It isn't a pinpoint indicator of the day of the top, but the wave count and other people's timing methodology suggests the high we hit this week is going to hold. And even if it doesn't hold, I don't think it'll be overtaken by very much. The volatility index tells you how much of a premium people are willing to pay for puts. And when they're not willing to pay much of a premium for puts, and when the people who trade options are usually on the wrong side of the market, it certainly suggests put buying is what one ought to be doing. So I think this failure to hold on to highs is pretty negative stuff. This normally bullish day not being positive is not bullish. I think this whole thing is compatible with a very significant top. And even if we overtake this, I don't think we'll overtake it by much, but I'm not so certain we're going to overtake it. I think that has a good chance of holding, and we could have a sharp drop from the open, but I'll grant you it doesn't have to happen tomorrow, even though I think it'll happen pretty soon. Tomorrow has early low, and that's today's call.